Hey, Suzanne Sobers here, coming to you from my home office in Bridgetown, Barbados. Today, I want to talk to you about how to reverse engineer your success and specifically your success online, because I'm really speaking today to the people who want to develop a successful business online on the internet. And what I want to talk to you today is how do you get from where you are right now to where you want to be? And I think that the easiest way to really look at exactly how you can go about reaching that target, that goal of a successful online business, whatever success might mean to you, is to look at it from the perspective of looking at where you want to get to and then drawing a path, working your way backwards from that point to where you are now, so that you can see what is required all along that path to reach your intended goal. So I'm going to pull up my screen here and draw a little diagram that will help to illustrate this. So let me just do that now. I'm going to share my screen. So here we go. Right. So let's draw an illustration here of, say, okay, just let's move this box down so that it's out of the way, and also let's move this one a little bit up as well. Right, so say this is you, this is where you want to be. This is the good life that you really want to have. This is what you aspire to. You want to have financial freedom. You want to be able to afford to have the nicer things of life, to be able to give your family a certain quality of life. um let's um let's make that smile. Right, so here we have a nice happy face, nice happy person enjoying the good life. So this is where you want to be. This is your good life. So let's just put a label on that. Your good life. But this is what you are aspiring to, and this is what you want your online business to be able to afford you. Now, you may not be yet at that point. You may be starting from zero. Maybe you might have started a business online already, but it's not really generating the kind of income that can really afford you the kind of life that you want and deserve. So let's just say you're starting from this point here. So let's just draw you here. So if you're starting from here, let's just draw. But right now, you're not even close to what you're aspiring to. This is you right now at your starting point. So let's assume that you haven't yet started a business, or you're just getting started in a business, or maybe you started in trying to make some money online, but you haven't yet really been able to have very much success at that. So how do you get from here to here? So let's just draw a line from where you are right now to where you want to be. So this is where you are right now. And this is where you want to get to. You want to get to your good life. You want to be able to have financial freedom. Maybe you want to quit your job. You want to be able to afford the good things in life, to be able to give your family a certain quality of life, to have the freedom to do the things that you want to do. You want to live in a nice house in a nice district. Maybe you might want to be able to afford a better car. You might want to be able to afford to travel and see the world, to be able to give your children the best education that you can give them. So all of that might be a part of what you consider to be your ideal good life. So how do you go about using your online business as a vehicle to engineer that good life? So what does it take to fund that good life? Because that life that you are aspiring to or that you desire will cost something. So it takes money, really. Money is the thing that it takes to fund the good life. And that is what you need to be able to pay for the things that you want. So let's just put a label on here. So you know you need to generate a certain amount of money to be able to afford to live the life that you really want to live. So you need to be able to generate money at the level that will be able to afford you that freedom lifestyle that you want, to be able to afford the good things in life, to be able to afford to give your family the kind of lifestyle that you really want. So money is the thing in our world today that pays for that good life. And this is a subject that we will need to talk about some more, maybe in another video, because one of the main areas that cause a lot of difficulty for entrepreneurs who are just getting started, who want to make money, whether online or otherwise, or want to create a freedom lifestyle for themselves. But if you have ever only been exposed or accustomed to, say, maybe working a job in the traditional corporate system, you may have, or maybe the way the majority of us are raised and our environment, that what we are exposed to, the beliefs and the what we are immersed in from the time we are born, a lot of us are exposed to some very limiting beliefs about money. We tend to subconsciously pick up along the way from our parents, our teachers, our friends, our circle of peers and colleagues, even. And it's not even intentional, it's just a symptom or a result of the environment that we are born into. For most people, that environment is really an environment that really generates not very positive thoughts about money. We tend to think about money as something in not very positive ways. We when we think about money, or we think about being rich or wealthy, we tend to generate some negative emotions, and that in itself can be a problem that can hinder your path to success. So we will talk some more about that in another video, but for now, we need to establish that the thing that's going to fund that good life that you want is money. So you have to generate the amount of money that will be able to pay for that good life. So what generates money? Okay, so you have to generate money somehow. And the way that money is generated, regardless of what industry you're in, what niche you're in, it doesn't matter. But money is generated by sales. Sales is the thing that generates money. And a lot of people get uncomfortable when they hear the word sales, because there are a lot of people who want to get involved in a business online, or they want to make money online, but they will tell you, I don't want to do any selling. And that is a fallacy that we have to overcome, because there is no way that you will ever make money, whether online, offline. You don't make money unless there's some form of a sale, whether it's products or services that you are selling. Money is made when a sale happens. Somebody has to pay for either a product or service that you're offering in order for you to generate money. So you need sales, is the thing that you need to generate the money that will fund your good life. Now, what leads to sales? Well, before you can make any sales, you have to have somebody that's interested in the product or service that you're selling. So you must have some prospects or leads, whatever you might, some people might call it leads, but you have to have some people that are interested in what it is you're selling, whether it's a service, whether it's a product. Different types of products, there are different types of services, but there must be somebody that is interested in what it is you're selling in order for you to generate any sales. Somebody that will, what you are offering will be able to benefit them in some way, that they will have that interest in what it is that you're offering. So you need prospects in order to generate sales. So these prospects are the people who are interested in what you are selling. Now, how do you get prospects? How do you get people who are interested in what you have to sell? And the way that you get prospects is by marketing. So you have to understand how to market properly, how marketing works, and you have to learn how to market strategically and effectively in order to generate those prospects that will in turn generate the sales and the money that's going to fund your good life. So marketing is very, very important, in very, very important step along this path from ground zero, as I call it, to your target, your goal, your dream of the good life that you aspire to. Now, before you start marketing, there is something that you must have. What do you need to have before you even begin to market? And you need to have something to market, something to promote. So you must have a product to market, product or service. It doesn't, I use product here interchangeably with meaning product or service, but you must have a product. And we can address that in a future video. How do you go about making a strategic product selection? How do you select the best product that will be able to fit into this pathway from getting you from where you are right now to where you want to be? A product that once you begin to promote and market it, that will be able to generate the type of sales and the type of income that can really fund the life that you want to live. So what comes before the product? Well, before any of this, the thing that you have to do, first of all, is to have a plan. You have to have a plan as to how you're going to go about setting up this journey from your starting point, whether it be at zero, or maybe you might be already started to generate some money online, but just not enough to really afford the life that you want. But you must have a plan as to how you're going to get from here to that good life that you want. So say for instance that you are, let's take an example. Most people that are getting started online, the vast majority of people, in fact 95% of the people who are looking to make an income online, who are trying to make money online, or even now getting started, they will be starting close to zero. So let's just assume that you are starting from zero. here. So let's say that you're right now, you are making a big fat $0 per month. This is what you are currently earning um, online. So if this is what you're earning right now, but you want to get to, maybe as a starting point, we can say maybe your first goal might be to be able to generate $10,000 a month. And that's a good starting point for, I believe, for most people getting started in a business online. $10,000 a month, at least you should be aiming for $10,000 a month or more. So let's put that as the starting point. This can be your first level, your first building block in creating a successful business online and creating that kind of lifestyle that you want and deserve. But how do you get from zero to $10,000 a month? How do you get from making nothing at all, which is where most people start out from, to that good life that you want to be able to afford? So the first thing that we have to understand is that your income is going to be in direct proportion. The income you generate will be in direct proportion to the amount of value that you give in the marketplace. So when you bring value, you have to bring something of value to the marketplace, something that people want to the marketplace. And to the extent that you are able to do that, your income will vary in direct proportion to that value that you can bring to the marketplace. Now, there are some things that you will have to do. How do you bring value to the marketplace? Now, if you're a person who has only ever been in a job and you have been making, say, maybe you've generated $2,000 a month at your job, but the lifestyle that you really would like to be able to afford is going to cost maybe 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, whatever it may be. How do you make that leap from where you are now to where you want to go? You have to become that person that is capable of offering that value that will be able to generate those sales and that money that will fund that lifestyle. But for a lot of us, we, having grown up in this whole environment of getting a job, and we are really, when we're in a job, for the most part, we are capped at the amount of income that we can earn. That is decided by our employer. It doesn't matter how much work we do or how hard we work at work, that income is generally capped. Maybe you will get an increment or a little 2% raise on a yearly basis or every 2 years or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, you're generally capped out at a certain amount of income that will not rise beyond a certain level. So you tend to see yourself in that type of way as being this person who is able to generate that amount of money. And it's very difficult to see yourself in a different way, in a whole different level of person, as being able to generate the kind of money that can really afford your dream lifestyle. So the first thing that you have to do is to change your perception of yourself. You have to be able to develop that whole success mindset, and you have to be able to see yourself as a person who is worthy of the amount of money that you want to earn. So in fact, you need to change your self-image, and you need to change the way that you think about money. So that's one of the first things that you have to do. So that's number one. And the the next thing that you you need to see yourself as a person who's worthy of generating that amount, and also you need to develop some skill sets, because there's no way that you're going to move from generating nothing at all online, or just generating maybe 1,500 a month or $2,000 a month at a job, and go to 10,000 a month or 20,000 a month generating that online without developing some kind of skill sets, new skill sets that you don't currently have. There is always some kind of work involved. You have to be willing to put in the work in order to get the results. And that work is really in developing not only the success mindset, but also the skill sets that are required in order to generate the income that you want. And what are those skill sets? Those skill sets will include things like um, you have to learn how to make a strategic product selection. You have to learn how to position yourself correctly in the marketplace. And you have to learn how to market your product or your service properly to the targeted people who will be interested in what you have to offer. So these are some of the types of skill sets that you have to develop. Also, you will have to learn how to use things like marketing systems, how to um, build multiple streams of income that will be complementary and not competitive with what your main product or offer is. So you want to be able to generate multiple streams of income that will complement your main product or service, so that you are able then to use systems in order to make your work easier. So you want to be able to change your own financial thermostat, change the way that you see yourself in terms of finances, in terms of being able to generate money, being able to generate wealth. All of that, you need to develop the mindset and the skill set that will put you here in this good life that you want to create for yourself. And in developing multiple streams of income, this is what you want to do, so that the amount of work that you put in will bear optimum results. You want to maximize the results that you can get and maximize the amount of income that you can earn from the same amount of work. So you don't want to have to work like 10 different times to be able, say, to generate 10 different streams of income. You want to have complementary streams of income, and you want to have a system set up in such a way that they can feed into one another, so that when you do the work once, you're able to generate income from multiple streams of income, and we call that MSIs, so that your workload is lessened and you are able to maximize the amount of money that you can earn from the same amount of work. So basically, that is one of the crucial things that you need to learn how to develop correctly in order to have a successful online business, and especially if you want to grow your business and your income as fast as possible. Also, one of the main reasons why we always recommend that you create multiple streams of income for yourselves is because, we say in business, the worst number you can have in business is one. You never want to be dependent on only one stream of income, because then that leaves you very vulnerable to, if something were to happen to that particular part of your business, it leaves you exposed so that your income is totally wiped out and you have to start from scratch. And you don't want to have yourself exposed in that way. When you build your business, you want to build it in such a way that you create these MSIs in order to protect yourself from the any challenges that might come or that might affect maybe one or more than one streams of income at any point in time, that you will still have something else there that is bringing in money, so that your business does not grind to a screeching halt just because there is some challenge with one stream of income. And the last thing that I want to mention here that is that you need to learn how to develop your home on the internet. So this would be what we would call like a central hub. This is very, very important, because there are a lot of marketers online, a lot of people who are building businesses online and trying to build businesses and incomes online that do not have a home on the internet. They're dependent on somebody else to give them a system, to give them a platform, to where they can offer whatever product it is that they're selling in the marketplace. You never want to be dependent on somebody else's platform. You want to have a central hub that is your home on the internet, that you can invite people to, that you can brand yourself, that you can offer value from that platform, and you don't want that to be dependent on any one platform or any other person. You want to be able to control that central hub, and that would be your home on the internet that you can build your business around, and you can always send your customers or your potential customers back to that hub, which will become your home on the internet. So that is another part of the puzzle and part of the system that you would need to develop if you're going to build a successful business online that can get you from ground zero, your starting point, to the kind of income that you want to make online, and also to develop, to fund that good life that you want and deserve. So this is what I want to share with you today. I'm going to stop the screen share now. I hope that what I've shared here today will help you to understand a little bit better what it really takes to develop a successful business. We are going to go into more detail in specific aspects of that plan, that pathway from ground zero to how do you achieve that good life, a successful business online that generates the type of income that can fund the lifestyle that you want. We can go into the specifics of those skill sets, systems, and so on in future videos, but I just wanted to share that overall picture of the trajectory, that path that you would have to travel, and how you can work your way back from the point that you want to be back to where you're starting from, so that you can really plan properly and going with your eyes open as to what is required, because there is no easy button. And a lot of people come into this industry with the misconception that there is, and unfortunately, there are some marketers in the industry who perpetuate this idea that you can just press a button and you just invest either no money at all or very little money, and that you don't have really to do anything. It's all done for you, and all you have to do is buy into whatever it is they're selling, and miraculously you will start to generate the kind of income that you're looking for. But if you really think about it from a common sense point of view, you know that that's really not the way the world works. You're never going to get something for nothing, and anybody that tells you that is really leading you down the garden path, as we would say. Know and be conscious and be aware that it takes work, it takes effort, and it takes the development of yourself into the type of person that can offer that value to the marketplace in order to generate the income and the wealth that you want and deserve. So it needs a certain type of commitment and dedication in order to be able to do that. And unfortunately, a lot of people will not tell you that. They will kind of tell you what they think you want to hear, where they kind of want to kind of pull the wool over your eyes a little bit and make you believe that it's so easy. But if it were easy, there would be so many more people having success online. And if you really look at the statistics are really very dismal, because if you really do any research and you go online and you look to see how many people really make money online and have successful business, you will see that out of all the people who really start to try to attempt to make an income online, it's really only about 4 or 5% of them who are really successful. And there's a reason for that, because a lot of people come into it, they're not prepared to do the work. They want the easy button, as I said, and there's no easy button. Such a thing does not exist. So you have to be willing to put in the work to develop yourself into the person that can offer that value to the marketplace in order to generate that kind of income and that kind of lifestyle. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. If you would like to take a look at my number one recommended system that I use to really take a brand new entrepreneur online who wants to have a successful business online from zero to generating the amount of income that can afford that good life, there's a link in the description to this video, so you can go click on that link and take a look at the system that I recommend that can put you on that pathway to generating significant income online, generating that kind of freedom lifestyle that you want to have and that really you deserve. But you have to understand that it takes some commitment and it will take some work and some investment of your time and energy, and at some point in time, some financial resources, because building an income online is very attractive to a lot of people, because in this industry, this is the one industry where the average person can get started for a very minuscule amount of financial investment and still be able to generate a successful income online. But and when I say a fraction of what would otherwise be required to really generate an income from a business, I'm speaking in the context of what it would take really for you to start a regular business. Because to get started in a regular business takes tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars in order you have to have in capital in order to start a business. But in the online business world and in the network marketing or affiliate marketing, direct sales, this particular industry and niche is the one place where persons who may not have that kind of capital available to them can come in, and for a fraction of what it would otherwise cost you to develop a successful business or even to get started, you can develop something that can give you that meaningful income, that life-changing income that can put you right into that category of income that you want to generate in order to afford the things that you want. So this is the great thing about this business. This is why I love this business, and this is why I'm so passionate about sharing this kind of business and how to develop it successfully, because I see it as a real chance for the average person to get their freedom ticket, as I call it, to really create that freedom lifestyle that can free them from what really I consider the slavery of just being pinned into a pigeonhole that society creates for us, where we expected to just fall into line and just do the norm that everybody else does. You grow up, you go to school, you get a job, you work for a certain amount that's capped out for somebody else for the better part of your life, and then you have to wait until 40 years of service, or sometimes nowadays it can be even more than that, before you can look forward to really enjoying your life and living the kind of life that you really want to have and deserve. And you have no guarantees, because job security is really a thing of the past. And also, we don't want to, none of us have tomorrow put down. So we don't know what will happen. We don't know if we're going to live to see that point where we be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor after, say, 40 years of service. So what you want to do to set yourself free from that is to find a way to generate an income now that can allow you to live that lifestyle that you want to have, and to give your family that security and that lifestyle that you want to be able to afford them to have. So this is the beauty of the online business space. And because it allows the average person to get started for a very minuscule fraction of what it would normally cost to get started in a regular business, and you can have success. But you have to understand that you have to put in the effort, and you have to be committed to really developing those skill sets that will allow you to have that success. So that's it for today. As I said, if you want to have a look at the system I recommend to give you that kind of what I call my freedom formula, check out the link in the description, and you can go there and have a look at that system that I believe is the best system that I've seen online to date, which allows you to start from practically zero and will give you that step-by-step training and that step-by-step pathway, and also will start you off with a system and teach you really how to develop that system that you need to have in place to have a successful business online. So that's all for today. If you enjoy this video, please let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate you. And of course, share it with your friends or anyone who you think might benefit from the information shared here today. So until next time, this is Suzanne Sobers. I'll see you soon in another video.